one more time, just so everyone's positive what they're going to do. So you all have your card, right? Nick, what's your job? Housing construction. So that's one example. So I'm going to read through this little scenario. You're going to listen really closely. When you hear that the job you had, you were fired from that, you're going to sit down. Okay? And then at the end, we'll see how many people are still standing, and we'll talk about why this happened. Also, the 3 questions on the front page of the packet I just gave you, make sure you're filling these out as this is going on. These are very simple questions as long as you're listening. Okay? So can everyone stand up? This isn't a time to start talking, just stand up and please stay quiet as we do so. A couple more people, stand up, don't worry, you'll be able to sit down soon. I'll be able to start once one more person stands up. All right. Everyone ready to start listening? Because remember, once your job is set, it said your job is fired, you're going to sit down. Okay. As the overall health of the economy began to rapidly decline after the events of Black Tuesday, people began to think differently about spending their money. Even though many people had been saving, they decided it was too risky to spend their money on items, goods, and luxuries, not necessities. Couple that with the fact that banks were increasingly uneasy about loaning people money for big purchases, and one of the immediate effects was that people stopped buying new cars. The car producing industry slowed down and then ground to a halt. When these companies stopped selling cars, they stopped making money and they had to lay off or fire people who worked in the automobile industry. So, anyone who's in the automobile industry should be seated. Is that it? Okay. When the auto industry stopped producing new cars, it dramatically impacted other industries too. One of the hardest hit was the steel industry. Cars were made from steel, and if there were no cars being made, then there was no need to buy steel. If no steel is being sold, steel companies need to fire employees. So here's steel. All right. These ripples extended throughout the economy, with one industry's downfall affect others too. No matter which industries were affected, millions of people were losing their jobs. Because of the rising unemployment, people stopped buying new houses, and so those workers were no longer needed either. They were laid off or fired.
Wait, does that include furniture?
Not yet.
Okay, good.
Just houses. Did all the housing people sit down? Now wait. If there were no new houses, there was no need for new furniture.
Sit down.
You're fired too. Wow. So what? We have a couple people still standing? All right. Almost done. Almost done. All right, everyone out there, we're almost done. For those people still standing, you think you're safe?
No.
Well, with so many people unemployed and trying as hard as they could to save a little money they had put away, splurging on a night out at a restaurant.
Gone. Go. You and you. Get out.
Many restaurants closed down, firing their employees. Restaurant owners, the restaurant workers. Are there any restaurant
Talk to you
workers?
outside.
Almost done. When so many people have no jobs and no reason to think that there's money coming in the future, they drastically reduce the amount they spend in food, and that is if they can afford food in the first place. Soon, grocery stores follow a similar pattern of making less and less money, firing employees and closing down.
Oh my God. Wait, this is it. How do they get skills? How do they get sour powder?
Alright, so is anyone left?
Or grocery store.
Does the grocery store only count?
Oh yeah. Anyone.
Yeah.
So is anyone unaffected?
Everybody got shot down.
Right? Okay, so right now, if you haven't already, because I know we were reading this, You have like 2 minutes. Fill out the first 3 questions plus the one at the bottom of the first page.